Okay, so today Jeff is hauling corn. My dad is on his way back from Iowa to get, he did take part of the tractor, like the wheels inside of it, up to Iowa to get them shaved off or something because it was like eating the inside of the track. And then I am taking off these closing wheels. So let me show you real quick. So this is what they look like with nothing on them, and this was on the outside of it. But we are taking these off and putting half of them back to just the regular closing wheels, and then the other half we are going to use a different type. It's more curved and like a little bit longer, I'm pretty sure. So super fun. So to do that, first off, we have to take all of these out. All right, so once you get those all out, you have to actually like pry this apart right there. So I just have to pretty much stick a bunch of screwdrivers in these spots to try to literally just pry them apart. So. All right, and then that just comes out, and then you should be able to just, maybe, usually the second one comes out a lot easier. Oh, there it goes. So, that's all there is to it. And then I think I have 20 something more to go. Hello, yes, I know that I kind of look like crap. I 100% overslept by like an hour this morning and was super late to work, but I have just been pulling off all the tags off the corn. We got, I think we're missing 40 bags of channel that hadn't come in yet, but we got, I think pretty much all of the corn delivered. And then, if you can see, we got a few boxes of beans, but we're still waiting on quite a bit of those. So the reason I pull all the tags off the pallets is each tag, there's a tag on each bag, and they each come with a lot number. So there's the lot number. Basically, if anything goes wrong with this corn for any reason, we have documentation of which lot number was wrong. We got lucky. Sometimes you get like 3 different lot numbers for one number of corn. So each corn hybrid, this is a 6617, this is a 6390. They're all corn, but each of these different numbers has different characteristics, is suited for different types of ground, different types of drainage, that kind of thing. So we've got 3 seed brands that we plant for corn now. We've got Channel, we've got DeKalb, and over here, oh, that's embarrassing. The neighbor 100% just caught me videotaping this. That's excellent. And then, yeah, Channel, DeKalb, and then Dynagrow. Okay, well, got all these written down. I got the beans moved around. We'll have to move those around again. We organize them by maturity because we start, like, we basically organize them by how like what order we're going to plant them, because it makes it a heck of a lot easier to just go down the row for the person filling the seed tender. So now it's lunchtime. So now my dad and I are putting these rubber wheels back on the closing wheels, but unfortunately I am not quite strong enough to, well, my thumbs are not quite strong enough to get this around like to start it off with. So my dad is starting them and I am finishing them. So he's getting it on and then I am putting all the bolts and stuff like through there with the vise and everything. And then this is what they look like finished. So nice and flush, that's what it should look like. So again, we took those off. That's the pile we still have left to go. So my dad is out just sweeping the bin. So I was like, you know what, I can finish this last one that he didn't finish before he went out there. So if I screw this up, he might actually kill me because it took him a while. So I'm just like working it out. It's not going well. I think I might just have to wait for him to get back and get this. Yeah, I screwed it up. So we're just gonna pretend like I didn't do anything here. Okay, with this pallet, that should be all of the corn seed that we need for the whole spring. Fingers crossed we don't have a bunch of replant, so here it all is. Okay, I think maybe this way will help a little bit. I've got a bucket of super hot water. And the last one, my dad actually ended up having to do it still, but hopefully the next one I'll be able to do. But that helped, so they're still out loading corn. So back to the grind of this for me. So we are tiling today. I haven't really gotten a lot of video because I'm actually working. So not a lot of time, especially when there's a lot of water and mud involved. I don't really want to have my phone in that. But we forgot to throw in a couple of 8-inch couplers because we're dealing with an 8-inch tile. And my dad threw in 10-inch couplers by mistake instead. He thought he grabbed the 8 inches. So just running back to the shop really quick. Got a couple of big holes going on right now. The problem is we started this morning and the rain came in faster than it was supposed to. So now it's not raining too bad right now. It's just kind of been sprinkling on and off, but it's moving a lot faster than it was planned. So just trying to get at least these 2 holes fixed and filled in before all of this rain that we're supposed to get over 1 inch comes across, because otherwise we're gonna have some problems. We're gonna have some collapsed walls. It's gonna be a muddy mess. So I got the goods, and fingers crossed nothing breaks because these appear to be the only 4 that we have. So if something happens to these, I guess we're gonna have to call the neighbor. All right. So we got this one done and that one done. And now we are just working on a couple across the road. So Jeff is putting these gauge wheels back on, and they go right here. So he's got to put the other one on still. And then I am putting the closing wheels back on. So right here. So this is the corn planter. I guess I haven't really shown too much of it yet. So we got all of our corn delivered last week. We're still waiting on some beans. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make like the list of hybrids that we got and quantities, just so everyone has the list, no one's confused. If my dad says, hey, I want this number, you can be like, nope, you only have 12 bags of that left. It just makes it a little bit easier for everyone to keep track of. So got all the numbers here. Just have to put it into the spreadsheet. Are you eating a rabbit? Oh. Is that good? Okay, well, at least I'm saving on dog food. Okay. So the guys are in the shop working on the corn planter. My dad actually puts fertilizer in furrow, which basically just means that when the corn is planted, there's a strip of fertilizer right next to the seed, right from the get-go. That's pretty much the most basic explanation I can do for in furrow. And then I am back out with more poison. We're having a serious issue in this new shed. And then also I've been deep cleaning that back storage room again this week, kind of finishing up from where I started a couple weeks ago, and realized we kind of have a mouse problem back there too that we didn't realize. So more poison. Hopefully that will help it out a little bit, and maybe once it gets warmer outside, it won't be quite so bad. So my dad wanted to try out the bean planter just to make sure like all the vacs and everything were working, and of course they are not. So he's not in the greatest mood at the moment. I would have kept working on it, but well, also it's just me and my dad because it's after 6. But I don't know if you can see, actually I guess you can. There's a line of storms and rain moving in, and it's supposed to be here in like 10-15 minutes, so we need to get everything shut up before that comes. So Jeff is still hauling corn, finishing up those March contracts since it's, the last day of March. Dad and I finished washing this truck, and then I think we just had a guy with a truck pull in with a bunch more of our soybeans, maybe the rest of the soybeans. So I think maybe after today we should have all of our seed for spring. So that's a very good thing, good feeling. So the guys are working on the backhoe. My dad is in a great mood because yesterday the markets went limit up. So what that means is basically they went up the highest that they're allowed to go in a single day and trading stop. So for corn, it went up 25 cents, beans went up 70 cents. So obviously we sold some grain this morning, and then forward sold some for this fall. So we sold both old crop and new crop, if that makes sense. I'm not great at explaining the marketing stuff. I understand it, but I guess not well enough to explain it simply. But yeah, it has been a pretty good week so far, just on maintenance stuff. And then hopefully it warms back up because it is freezing today. I think just because it was so nice the past 2 weeks. So hopefully the ground dries up a little bit so we can get some more tile holes fixed in the next week or so. And then some people have even said maybe they'll start putting on gas, which is anhydrous, nitrogen on the corn ground, maybe next week, fingers crossed. So the guys are out there working on the anhydrous bar. And while they're out there in the cold, I'm in here typing up all of our bean varieties, getting all of that worked out. So my dad just came in the office and he was like, are you just in here trying to avoid working outside in the cold? And I was like, no, absolutely not. So I 100% just got busted. But I'm just heading up to Nutrients, return a hose. They had one for my dad to use, and he only used a little bit of it, so just taking that back. And now we're literally just moving everything around to put the corn planter in here, so it's kind of just a hot mess. So happy Friday. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. They've got the cultivator outside. Jeff's going through it, just like checking tires and stuff. And then my dad was working on the spray trailer just to make sure that's all good. But I don't really know what the plans are today. I think just little things like that. And then they've also been working on the big yellow bee this morning. Something's wrong with it. This is what I do when it's shop work season, because I'm not good at anything mechanical for the millionth time, but I do know where pretty much everything goes. Ooh. So I get to put everything up and go and get it. Oh no. So that is my job. And I gotta say, out of all the jobs, I'm not completely terrible at it. You just gotta do what you're useful for, because that's how you're gonna be the most helpful. Okay, so we, and by we I mean 100% my dad. He fixed the leak there. Got this tightened back up. What else did he do? Oh, he changed the oil on this little engine. So I think this spray trailer is good to go. So we got this all hooked up, the Anhydrous bar, no leaks. Fingers crossed, we should be going on Monday. Should dry out this weekend. So just putting all the notebooks in this tractor, and then we're also running another bar. So I put another notebook in that tractor, just so everyone has detailed records of everything. Very important on a farm. So notebook, plenty of pens, no excuse to not have a written record. All right, so that is it for the week. I'm off to supper with a friend. Thank you guys so much for watching along for these past 2 weeks. I hope you all have a great weekend and a great Easter.